We all want to stay strong and independent as we get older. But what if the biggest threat to our strength isn't something we're failing to do at the gym, but something we're doing in our own kitchen? Today, we're going to uncover the surprising link between some of the most common foods out there and age-related muscle loss. Does this sound familiar? That jar that's just a little bit harder to open? Or maybe getting up from a low chair takes just a little more oomph than it used to? Well, I'm here to tell you it is not just in your head. For millions of people, it's a very, very real biological process. And this isn't just a case of, oh, I'm just getting older. There's actually a clinical term for it, sarcopenia. As you can see, it's a progressive disorder. That means it gets worse over time, and it doesn't just make you feel weaker. It can seriously impact your balance, your mobility, and, your independence. And if you're thinking, well, this must be pretty rare, right? Think again. Sarcopenia affects a huge slice of the elderly population around the world. We're talking up to 16%. That's millions and millions of people losing their strength, and we really need to understand why. So while getting older is, of course, a part of life, it's definitely not the only thing going on here. A ton of research is pointing to a really surprising culprit that might be speeding up this muscle loss, and it is almost certainly hiding in your pantry right now. Let's talk about the ultra-processed problem. The enemy we're talking about? It's ultra-processed foods, or UPFs for short. The key word here is industrial formulations. Think about that. These aren't things grown on a farm. They are designed in a lab. They're engineered to taste amazing and to last forever on a shelf, but that convenience comes at a huge cost to our health and especially our muscle health. And the thing is, this stuff is everywhere. I mean, from the obvious things like chips and soda to stuff that even sounds healthy, like certain energy bars. Our grocery stores are just flooded with them. And the convenience is great, but what's the hidden cost that your body is paying? Okay, so we know what these UPFs are, but how? How exactly do they make us weaker? Let's dive into the science here and really uncover the direct line between that convenient snack and your long-term strength. Now get ready for this because this is pretty shocking. A 2022 study found that older adults who ate ultra-processed foods more than just once or twice a week were nearly 25 times more likely to have sarcopenia. I mean, wow, that is a massive, massive number. And it's not just about the risk of developing sarcopenia. This study shows that even small increases in these foods have a direct measurable effect on your strength right now. Just a 10% increase in UPFs was linked to a noticeable drop in grip strength over a year. It just proves that every single choice we make, no matter how small it seems, really does add up. So how does this actually happen in the body? Well, it's kind of like a domino effect. It starts with eating a lot of UPFs. That leads to two problems at once: malnutrition, because you're not getting the good stuff, and inflammation. That combo makes you more frail overall, which then hits the accelerator on muscle loss. Let's just put it side by side. I mean, look at this. It's a total showdown, and the difference is just night and day. On one side, you've got UPFs. They're basically what we call empty calories. They're stripped of all the protein, the fiber, the vitamins, and the minerals that your muscles are literally begging for. And on the other side, whole foods, which are just packed with all that good stuff. All right, that's enough of the doom and gloom, right? Let's talk about the solution. Because the really good news here is that we have the power to fight back. It's time to build your own healthy eating blueprint. And the goal is actually really simple and totally doable. It's not about some crazy restrictive diet. It's about choosing foods that are nutrient-dense, foods that give your body all the building blocks it needs to maintain and even build muscle without being loaded down with empty calories. So what does a muscle-building diet actually look like on a daily basis? Well, this chart, which is based on guidelines from the National Institute on Aging, gives us a super clear blueprint. And you'll notice there's a really strong emphasis on protein. That is the absolute cornerstone for your muscles, along with tons of nutrient-rich fruits, veggies, and whole grains. And here's a super simple way to think about it, especially if you're a visual person like me. Just picture your plate. Every meal, try to make half of it colorful fruits and vegetables, a quarter of it whole grains, and that last quarter, lean protein. It's that easy. Okay, this is where the rubber meets the road. Let's get really practical. Making big changes can feel overwhelming, so let's not do that. Let's start with a few simple, smart swaps that will make you stronger one bite at a time. So let's start with breakfast. Instead of that white bread or that sugary cereal, which are classic UPFs, just swap them for some whole grain bread or maybe a nice warm bowl of oatmeal. You're going to get way more fiber and sustained energy without that awful sugar crash later. All right, next up, snacks. We all get hungry between meals, and it's so easy to reach for Chicks or cookies. But what if you swap those for a handful of unsalted nuts or a piece of fresh fruit? You're giving your body healthy fats, protein, and vitamins instead of just empty calories. And hey, don't forget about what you're drinking. Sodas and those sweetened juices are just loaded with added sugar. A simple swap to water or maybe some sparkling water with a slice of lemon or a few berries can literally cut hundreds of empty calories from your day. It's a no-brainer. And to really help you stick with this, here are a few final super practical tips. First, become a label detective. If whole grain isn't one of the very first ingredients, just put it back. Second, try to do most of your shopping around the edges, the perimeter of the grocery store. That's where all of fresh whole foods live. Also, planning your meals for the week is a game changer. And finally, just drink plenty of water. So at the end of the day, the power is literally in your hands and on your plate. Every single meal is a new opportunity. This isn't just about avoiding a problem. It's about actively building a stronger, healthier future for yourself. So the real question is, what will you choose?